All right, men. You know the deal. We made it past the torpedoes. We destroyed the enemy fleet. Now, due to international video gaming rules, because only 3 ships made it through, that means we can only land 3 tanks.
But we have 58 tanks on the ship, sir.
Doesn't matter. 3 tanks is what we've got. We've got 2 miles of defenses to get through before we get to the enemy fortress. He's got a big cannon on top. He's going to destroy any individual tank that gets there, and before we blow up the fortress.
Understood, sir. So we have 2 tanks flank while the other one goes straight up the middle.
Don't be silly. Video game rules. We're going one at a time right up the middle. Now, obviously, as your commander, I'm going to take the 3rd spot, but you guys can decide who goes first.
Ah, damn it!
Godspeed, gentlemen. Welcome to Mike's Gaming Gala. I'm Mike, and this week we're looking at Beachhead for the Intellivision by Intellivision Collector. Beachhead comes in a nice gatefold box with professionally printed manual, overlays, and one of Intellivision Collector's really nice injection molded cartridges. Beachhead is a port of the early 80s computer game of the same name, and it takes place in the Pacific Theater of World War II. So will it be a victory or a disastrous failure? Let's find out. After the splash screen, you get a title screen. Pressing a button takes you to the skill selection menu, where you can choose your difficulty using 1 to 4 on the number pad. Making your choice, you're brought to a map screen, where your fleet is in the top right and you get your first and only real decision of the game. In Beachhead, the overall goal is to get to the enemy fortress and destroy it. And there are 2 routes that you can take. Depending on which one you choose, there will be either 3 or 4 stages. You can be direct and try to take your fleet through the open waterway, or you could try to sneak through a trapped back route that will get you past a good portion of the enemy fleet. If you take the back route, you get this stage where you need to take your fleet, one at a time, through mines and torpedoes. The goal of this level is to get your ships from the bottom right entrance to the exit on the top left. Where it's unique is in its controls. Your ships have kind of asteroids controls, in that left and right on the control disc rotates your ship clockwise or counterclockwise, while pressing up and down on the disc either gives you forward thrust or slows you down. If you choose to take your fleet directly through the waterway, you'll miss this stage altogether, which would be a shame, because personally, it's my favorite stage of the game. Whether you take this route or not, the second stage is the same. Move your fleet towards a landing point, and the enemy fleet will move to engage you. This stage has 2 parts. In the first part, you're defending yourself from incoming enemy aircraft that come at you from the air carrier in the center of your screen. To shoot down the planes, move your guns side to side and angle them up or down to hit them as they're incoming. They'll of course shoot back at you when they get in range, so you'll have to do your best to get them before that happens. Below the action, on the right, you'll see 2 important pieces of information. Your damage counter goes up every time a plane lands some hits on you. Every 10 points of damage, you'll lose a ship. Underneath that, where it says 40mm, is the ammunition counter. It will slowly increase when you're not shooting, so you can't just rapid fire the whole time. If you took the back route to get to this stage, there will be less planes than if you headed straight for the fleet from the start. Depending on which of the stages you're better at, you may or may not prefer this. The second part of this stage is a straight naval battle. One by one, the enemy ships will try to zero in on you. The goal is to shoot them before they shoot you. Now, instead of your ammo count, you have the angle of your cannons. You'll have to find the right angle for each of the ships. Every time you take a shot, it'll tell you how many meters you're short or long so that you can adjust accordingly. Each full degree is 200 meters, so it's not too hard to get things right pretty quick if you're decent at math. Get the aircraft carrier first though for extra points, as it'll try and sail out of the combat zone as soon as the battle starts. After you finish that, it's on to the last stage, which also has 2 parts. Move to the beachhead. Ooh, the name of the game. Anyhow, move to the beachhead to make your landing. When you get there, you'll deploy tanks equal to the amount of ships you have left. Hopefully you made it here with lots of ships, because one tank ain't gonna cut it. One by one, you have to take your tanks through enemy defenses to get to the fortress, which serves as the end boss. The first part of this stage is an auto-scrolling obstacle course that also has enemy pillboxes and tanks that will shoot at you. The static defenses are the same every time, but the pillboxes and tanks will change each time you run the course. Crossing the last bridge gets you to the enemy fortress, which looks like a giant hill with a turret on top. Here, you'll have the goal of shooting out all the targets on the hill one at a time. Hit the white highlighted target and another target will highlight. Hit that one and repeat. You hit them by angling your cannon in the same way as you did in the naval battle, with your angle displayed in the bottom right. There are 10 targets, and depending on how fast you are, you should be able to get 2 to 4 of them before that turret up top swings around and takes you out. Then you start over with your next tank. Keep going until you either lose all your tanks or shoot all the targets. If you do shoot all the targets, the turret will explode and a white flag will wave, indicating surrender. And that's Beachhead for the Intellivision. So what did I think? Honestly, for me, the game is a bit of a hit and miss. I like the scrolling tank stage and I love the optional torpedo stage, but the sections where you have to angle your cannon to hit precise targets felt almost like a chore to get to the better stages. Now that just means it's not for me. Like I said, this is a port of the 80s computer game, and if you like that game, especially if you're nostalgic for it, this plays perfectly and contains every aspect of the original. If you see the footage of this game and you think it's the type of game that you would like, you're probably right. It controls exactly like it looks and it's well made. From that perspective, it gets my recommendation. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you liked it. I hope you liked our intro. My son's helped me out with that. As always, I've got my contact info on the screen, and we'll see you next time on Mike's Gaming Gala.